Love is delicate.
Sometimes you have to lie to protect it.
That's a nice quote. Did you make it up?
No, I heard it from a very famous Springbok rugby player, old man.
Love is delicate. It's kind of a dream of mine to go, oh, one day I'll interview Arno Carstens. I'm really grateful that you're here.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, I've got a very bad reputation for not, being on time.
You were actually early today, which I appreciate.
Thank you.
So that's one thing
I'm trying to rectify that before I die.
Don't ever rectify things. I think the way you've been going is just brilliant because your career is so vast. And I said to you yesterday, I spent the day with you listening to a lot of your music, starting with the Springbok Nude Girls. From that time back in 1994, when you guys took over, the movie as well, Springbok Nude Girls.
Oh, right, the docky.
The docky. I think it's important that comes out.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. We were at the right place at the right time, early 20s. It was 1993. There was this whole zeitgeist in Stellenbosch of people that just want to party.
Yeah.
Students. And obviously the name Springbok Nude Girls attracted a lot of attention. So right place, right time, and bam, he came out and we came out, and there was album. I think our album, the first album we recorded in 1993, came out end of 1993 or 94, something like that.
Neanderthal.
Yes,
one.
Neanderthal 1. So, yeah.
And the tracks that's on that album, I think, is still paving the way for guys like Fokov Pulisikar, that has so much respect for you, Phanprai. That always thanks you.
Oh, that's awesome, But I mean, for us, I did look back I was a big Voelvry-beweging fan.
Yeah.
But in the 80s. So I really loved, and then before them there was Rabbit. Not that I knew a lot about Rabbit, but Rabbit was like a massive band in South Africa. So
yeah, massive.
South Africa had these splurges of Miriam Makeba, things. Miriam Makeba, that Click Click song is worldwide.
Beautiful.
You Must Kill, massive. No, there's lots of, but we did fill a space in that time. You know what I mean? In the rock vibe.
Yeah, it was needed because there needed to come a band that pushed, the boundaries.
And the audiences were as crazy as we were. So.
And your dress up, your kimono, that famous.
I think 90s was great because it was a mix up of the 70s, 80s, whatever. It was a mixed up of a couple of things. If you look at the movies that came out, Matrix, and then if you check out how sexual it was quite sexual. They went in the discos and it's leathers and it's like these hot chicks and guys. It was like, I look at it and I go, wow, what a great time.
It is, because you could also express yourself in whatever way you wanted, and it was new and it was different. It was acceptable. Are you wearing that kimono dress anytime soon again? I love it. That kimono thing.
The kimono thing I did at the show with that in Stellenbosch.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a one time, but it felt weird. There was one stage I walked in and there was so much makeup on my face and the kimono, and then you move different. You move differently. And it must look differently. So
it looks quite.
You start embodying this thing for a little bit. So you go, oh, this is weird.
Why did you?
This is kind of awesome. It was just something.
Some entertainment.
Yeah.
The use of the trumpet, which was so fun. You've got this very punk, and then you've got this Adrian. Right? It was very interessant. When he came on to the picture.
He came on, and I think. He played one gig and then he just stayed. But it was cool. I really loved it. Because also the 90s, the grunge era was so butch. Most of the guys were singing, Yes, on the way. I don't know. The American thing becomes a bit heavy for me, you know. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed more I've always enjoyed the British side of the music world a little bit more. So Springbok Nude Girls was a mixture between all the stuff we liked, like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Pixies, and then also Adrian, which was more what's that, jazz? Acid jazz.
Acid jazzy kind of elements to it.
Yes, and then there was more of a goth guy, and then there's a more of a funky guy with Francha, the drummer, and then Theo is Pantera. So,
Theo is
and of
Pantera.
course, Theo's influences. Without Theo, there won't be a Springbok Nude Girls, you know. So, I enjoy his guitaring.
Bloody good.
Yeah.
And Francois.
Francha is a very unique drummer. He's fast as shit. Yeah, he's really fast.
I think all of them, you know, just to get. How did you guys start? It's so hard to start a band. It's so hard to be,
Yeah.
you know, these members that stick
So
around.
our girlfriends introduced each other, me and Thea, to each other, and then we recorded a little 2 or 4 songs on his little recorder. And then there was this open night at upstairs in Stellenbosch.
Yeah.
And then we played there, and then it was just awesome. And then they said, okay, they'll give us a gig, but we, you know, with a full band. And then there was this band playing called Moaning Lisa, and I enjoyed you know, anyway, I really liked their music.
Yes.
It was like House of Love type of stuff. And what was amazing was that the drummer and the bassist actually made it sound cohesive. So we asked Arno and Francha to join me and Thea.
Okay, so was these
And then
kind
we
of-
played, and then Adrian came on.
right a bit later, and that's how
yes.
it was. Springbok Nude Girls that made history. I'm very grateful it was there because of the boundaries that it pushed and the realness of the sound.
And the amazing parties that we brought on.
Surfing, the crowd surfing.
Well, I never did. I've never done
Have
crowd
you done
surfing in my
crowd
life. Yeah, I also don't do tattoos.
You've got
I
no
like
tattoo.
I like it on other people.
I don't
And I also need it for crypt notes. Sometimes if there's new songs, I write things on my arms.
to remember the lyrics. Who is Laura?
Laura, it just fits the song.
Really, it's no real Laura.
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Well, everyone thinks there's a Laura.
There's always a Laura.
There is always a Laura. Maybe your neighbor was Laura. No.
I mean, Laura's, they're fun. I don't know.
It's Laura.
Yeah. Laura Branigan?
It was for Laura Branigan.
What did Laura Branigan sing in?
She sang "Oh the Night."
Oh, the night.
That's it.
I like that song.
Well,
All the music I used to hate in the 80s, I kind of like now.
that song.
Because they're so corny.
Oh, it's for Laura Branigan. Maybe you should open for Laura Branigan one day. Because
No.
why not?
No. I've opened
have
for
to.
enough people. I
You
don't,
have.
I don't need to open
I-
for Lorna Branigan.
Maybe
Thank
Laura
you,
will
Lorna.
open for you.
I'm sure there's
Laura-
another artist that
I
would love
think
to open for
You can
Lorna.
duet that over the night. I don't even know. I think that would be great for you. But there's so many artists you've opened for. I don't even know how you manage that. How did you manage to do the Rolling Stones in Spain?
We met a guy called John Giddings, and he still is one of the biggest agents in the UK, in Europe,
Yeah.
UK. So
Yeah.
connected to Live Nation.
Oh,
So, and his wife liked our performance at this one show. So,
it was the Rolling Stones. And it's not only that, I mean, yes, you've opened for a lot of people. Recently, you opened for Mike and the Mechanics, and we'll talk a bit about your work with Mike and the Mechanics. But I mean, obviously, you've opened for you too.
that was fantastic.
That's cool.
Yes, because I really love their music as well.
Well, you've got this.
Walk away, walk away. I will
thing.
follow.
I remember a lot of people said if it wasn't for Bono, it would be Arno Carstens and you two.
High five, high five.
Sorry, Bono, you fired.
This is 2 high fives.
You know, it's the kind of, no wonder you open for them. There's a kind of,
Goodness, yeah.
don't you think? You don't
Now listen, our show in Soweto was amazing. In Joburg.
tell me about that.
We played in the Soweto Stadium.
Yeah.
And it was normally in Cape Town, people like to meander because there's a beautiful sunset. In Soweto, it's a beautiful stadium. So you two, they gave us full sound in Joburg. And it was 100,000 South Africans in there. And it was Mexican waves, and it was fantastic. It was a definite half an hour of wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Opening for
No, it just, yeah, but it felt like our, you know, it was just really amazing, the support and everything, and the sound was fucking incredible. We struggled in Cape Town because the Cape Town wind in that stadium doesn't work well. So we didn't have a sound check because they were doing
You
sound
didn't?
check the whole time. And they only gave us the bottom part of the sound because I think they were struggling. That hole in that stadium, sound is not great. I've seen Eminem.
yeah,
I've seen him there.
just a whole.
And also I couldn't hear a word he was saying. I mean, he does talk fast.
He does talk fast.
So, but it was a great band. His band is really
His
good.
band's good.
But I just don't know if the Cape Town Stadium sound, but I tell you that Soweto Stadium sound is amazing.
It's brilliant then. You know, but I also think at that point, it wasn't really that you were opening for you two, you're playing with them. Because in South
Yeah.
Africa, it wasn't obviously.
I know.
It's you got,
It felt like that in Joburg.
you know, it's both.
It was really fantastic.
Because you are the, you know.
And I
the
also heard the loudest instrument ever was in the sound check of U2 in Cape Town. It was overtaken forever. And they, one of the edges pedals or whatever, it sounds like a car or a motorbike that revs. It was just, I literally ran out of the stadium a bit. It's just incredibly loud.
He's an amazing guitarist. I mean, in terms of his stuff.
If you think about these
You know?
people, the people that's really good is it's not they've got sound, but it's not. But their playing is quite simple.
That's a good point.
Except when it comes to Muse, because they are really, really good.
Muse is really good.
But personally, I don't listen to their music necessarily but live, it's incredible.
I think they're one of the most incredible
So you
bands.
get those bands that's really good live. That's not.
The thing is to get the balance. And lately you performing a lot. I mean, you're performing everywhere. And people, I see you've got different projects. Some people say, why does Arno have different projects? I go, why not?
Of course. You want to play with different artists and you want to do different things. I really get bored of just playing on my acoustic or with my broken piano skills. Sometimes it's really nice to meet up with people that's really talented and they've got stuff in the boo-boo bin.
Yes.
And it suits me fine because I'm really creative at coming up with lyrics
Yes.
and melodies really quickly.
You're a rich, creative person. There's a track I discovered of you yesterday that I love, which is with your bell tower. What is it?
Oh, Bell Tower.
Bell tower, I thank you. Now, it was...
That was with Arno Kaiser.
I just want to tell you because I read. All right. Bell Tower and quote News 24. That was the 25th of August 2008 and quote. But oh my, what has Carstens gone and done now? Why is there a gargoyle wearing a hat with rotting flowers on his CD covers? And then alarm bells really start to ring when the CD starts. Why does it sound so freaking scary? And quote, your work with DJ Urbatro. And I'm going...
Oh, God, that was his
I'm
name.
going Cindy Alter with Substitute. I listened to it and I was... I love it. How did you manage to get clout? How did you manage to do a duet?
That's when I was living in Joburg. So we were working in the SABC
Amazing.
with this guy, Arno Kaiser.
Yes.
And that's one of these people who just, he was farting out these incredible music.
Loved it.
And then I would just kind of go, oh, because it sounded so 80s.
It does.
Some of the cool 80s stuff. So, but our production wasn't great. So it's a very niche little, very alternative piece of work. But you know, if we had a real kind of a objective producer with us, you could have done some amazing stuff with that.
Because I would love to see that project.
It's very
relived.
raw.
I'd love
well,
to
he
see
died,
it.
Arno Kaiser. Yes. So there goes that.
But that duet with her is...
Oh.
It was I'll Be Your Substitute, but it was completely different.
I'll be your substitute.
It was so... And they say it was so disturbing and raw. For me, it wasn't. For me, it was brilliant. It took it out of context. It made the...
It gave it a bit of a dark vibe.
I thought it was fabulous.
They could put it on a movie.
They could
kind
put
of a cool movie.
I really want that gargoyle. I want a T-shirt of that gargoyle. What did they say?
Yeah.
Gargoyle wearing a hat with the rotting flowers. Could be
a nice
cool.
line work of the gargoyle, but the rotting flowers will be fantastic.
Thank you.
I was impressed that you knew about
I'm
I'm impressed.
I do it. Let me just do this one then. I loved it. Are we still?
Still rolling.
For me, it was different. For me, it was seeing.
Yes,
here's Arno
John
Carstens.
Christmas liked it.
Here it is, Arno. He does the following. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not in. Don't put.
I've had
maybe in a
to
corner.
fight for that. I've had people, very good friends of mine, telling me that that's not the way to go. You got to contain. It must be one thing. But I'm thinking, no. I love ballads. If I want to make an album full of ballads, then just do that.
Yeah.
You can do a heavy. I love that as well. I come from the Springbok Nude Girls. It gives me the freedom to go as heavy as possible if I want it. It's not exactly. I enjoy energy, but I don't enjoy heavy necessarily, because heavy for me sometimes it's just noise.
If it's unnecessarily heavy, but I think if you look at Arno, it wouldn't be Arno without all the different facets.
Yes.
You wouldn't be an artist.
Exactly.
And that's what I appreciate about you, is that you do bell tower, that you work with guys like Albert Frost with Hello and Goodbye Boys, which is a bloody good album.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
What I like about your albums, but what I'm trying to say is you're not just,
No.
you can't just almost interview you about Springbok Nude Girls.
I think there's a common thread through all the albums, that it's my voice and my type of songwriting, but I try to change the production in every album. The Out of the Light, Into the Night album, I find to be the most electronic. And then also, because I couldn't afford it, it was also happening in COVID, there's even songs that I recorded in my room.
Cool.
So there's 3 different productions happening there. And unfortunately, sometimes you have on an album 3 good songs, 4 good songs, and then sometimes some of the other songs tells a story and stuff. But I know that if we had better eyes on it, the song could have bloomed more. There's always that as well.
But it's also the process. It is what it is. It's in the
Exactly.
bedroom when you could.
Yeah.
It's because of restrictions.
But that's what I must say, as the music landscape has changed over the years, now that thing of putting out a song every 3 months is fantastic, because then you get to spend more time per song.
You said somebody gave you advice about that from Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah, he said they used to do it in the
What is his name?
70s, Mike Rutherford.
Yes, Mike Rutherford. He said to you that they used to do that.
Yeah,
So that's a
nowadays.
positive way of looking at it.
Yeah, and it also keeps you in the studio. It keeps you current on sounds. It keeps the momentum of your juices while you're busy in that room. You will come up with awesome other little tunes.
Yeah.
Because things are just awesome.
They are. And I listened.
Which is amazing, because in the 90s it was every 4 years you'll bring out an album maybe, or
And
you'll
it takes
bring out
3
some
years,
EPs in between. But it was such a massive thing. It was a lot of money, to record it back then and everything, and it still is. It still is.
Yeah.
But I try and minimize it by doing it with the right people.
Bring out the right people and the right stuff but I think it's positive what you're saying with the EPs, because a lot of people are complaining about it. We can't bring out albums anymore. Albums don't sell. We've got to bring out singles.
The album has got 2 weeks. It's got 2 weeks and then it's over.
It's done, eh?
So you should bring out 3 songs at least and build a vibe,
Your work with Mike and the Mechanics. You've done some work with him. I'm so proud of you.
Okay, so John Giddings introduced me and Mike to each other because he asked Mike to come and help me a bit with my songwriting for the Wonderful Wild album. He's such a sweet guy, so he came around and I played him some of the songs, and from them we just became friends. Then I went to his farm and he was busy working on an album, and it was fascinating. He would play bass with his feet on these old church organ things, pedals. And then he'd have loops going and then playing guitar over it. It was really, really, amazing. So then from there, I think we wrote, I added some lyrical content to 3 of his tunes. And it was easy because...
It was easy.
It's easy because every song that he plays has got a flavor.
Okay.
So the one has got, and then there was something happened on CNN while this one story was happening. Somebody got shot worldwide on TV, some Iranian woman or something.
Yeah.
And that's what the one song is about. And the other song is a family thing. And the other song is more of it had the ocean, a vibe of the ocean. And then you go down that way.
I think it's part of your personality to go down this way and explore this.
We all grew up with movies, but if you take the movie away and you just keep the soundtrack, you can find yourself going places.
So your wife in an interview said you hear voices in your head when you sleep. Like, Arno wakes up and he writes a song.
Yeah.
It's interesting, the dreamscape.
It can get quite hectic.
Yeah.
But these days, I don't dream much anymore. But I remember when I used to dream a lot. It's constantly songs in my head, and then I record them quick.
Yeah.
Especially after shows, you can't switch off.
And just your Hello and Goodbye Boys and those albums. Those are the ones you worked with Albert with. Those are the ones you invited him with to add. And I know you're doing a tour together now. So the landscape of it is fascinating. You invite people to work with you. You and Albert's relationship have been quite strong over the years. He says you've been buddies for over 20 years.
Yeah, I think he was 17 or 16 when I met him.
After Springbok. He never...
No,
after
that was even
the
before the Nudies, maybe. Yeah.
It's funny how it all works together, how everyone ends up working together.
Right in the beginning, before the Nudies in 1993, I think I met him.
Yeah, and then it carried on from there. So Satellites is going to be an exciting tour for me, and I hope that you carry on with it. I hope that it's another one.
Look, we'll definitely be bringing out a little product. Definitely.
I think you should.
Yeah.
And Satellites, a song, is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is.
No, I love that song.
It's special.
It's a difficult song to learn.
Tell me about the song. Why is it difficult?
It's a lot of lyrics. And I'm like, oh, really?
It's tricky one.
Boys will be blessed. I like it. Boys will be blessed with a new one race. Girls will be. There's much more to life than the cave we're in. Yeah. Nice lyrics.
Very nice lyrics.
Yeah.
But I really suggest one listens to the album as an entirety.
Yes.
I think you listen to it from beginning to end to really get the story behind it.
I love the last song.
And then In a Galaxy So Blue. That I think is the theme song. That is the anthem.
No, Another Universe is the Another Universe album.
Yeah.
That was the Hello Goodbye Boys. And then came Wonderful Wild. And then Lightning Prevails. And then... there was one before that. Actually, the one I did after I came back from UK was Atari Gala.
Oh my God.
That was with Warren and Kevin and Brendan Jury.
Heavy.
And No, it wasn't that
Heavy,
heavy.
beautiful, heavy in terms of the complexity of it.
Yeah. There was some. Two Dogs. I still love that song. Beautiful song.
Are you going to perform all these songs one day, like at albums? Because there's so many songs that I almost want to sit down and listen. You should have a
I would like
3
people-
hour, 4 hour.
I would
take a
like
break.
people to send in playlists. You know.
You could send in.
It
the
must be a
comments
thing
below.
that before I go to a show at some place, the audience must put in if there's something they want to hear.
Well, we
because,
can put it
you
in the
know-
comments below. What do you think? And we'll tell you what you think
Yeah.
when they. I have to tell you that Phanprai Thai massage is giving you a hot oil massage. They said Arno must have the hot oil massage.
I've got to go. What time is it?
Yeah, you got to go since 115 Main Road, www.phanprai.com. And 20% off if you subscribe for any hot oil massage. You can contact them in the links below. And 10%, the code is NPHB2. And I appreciate
Roll
people.
me in sugar.
I roll you in sugar.
Lick
and
me
toss
from
you
the
to
heels.
Phanprai because they are sponsoring you. And I appreciate it.
Fantastic.
Because it's important to speak to musicians.
And Mr.
like-
K.
Oh, Mr. K, Somerset
K is the
West
man.
at the Phanprai Shopping Centre. Thank you very much. It's www.mrk.co.za, but they do gold. You can roll yourself in gold. And thank you very much. And from here onwards,
I passed the ball.
you got. Where do you get your energy from? Why aren't you a rugby player? That's what I want to know.
I'm terrible in sports. Sorry.
Are you?
Yeah. You see, it's not that I have talent. It's just that my mom said to me, I'm not academically strong and also not athletically.
Three
and then I
brothers.
went, oh, hang on. If I do art
Yeah.
and sing in the choir, then I get off where the other people have to do sport.
Right. Your mom bought you
I
a
mean-
guitar. Your mom bought you a guitar.
Yes, obviously, yeah. My
You
dad.
didn't steal one.
No, I didn't steal.
And you forced
I've
up.
never stolen a guitar.
Have you never? Has your guitar ever been stolen?
My guitar's been stolen.
Because all musicians' guitars been
Because every musician will one day put their guitar in the back of the in the back seat and
do
get
that.
drunk. That's what they do.
They go like this, put it in their boot, and someone steals it in Cape Town or Joburg.
And then you walk out, you go, Decepticons,
Where is it?
unite.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I want to see your guitar that you've got behind there. Because she's a beauty. Look at all
She's
the
a beauty.
stickers at the back. Show.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that. Oh, Superman.
Because
I
this
like-
is just wood. So I thought if I do this, we'll just help a little bit.
With
Keep
sound.
it all together. By the power of Grayskull, I don't have him, but I've got Jesus.
You've got Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, I love Michael Jackson.
You've got Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee is the man, Elvis Presley. And then this one I used to say, I'm already against the next war.
Okay, so that's the one in the middle.
Yeah.
And
It
these
is-
stickers you've gotten. That's beautiful.
Excuse me? Yeah, they're fantastic. So
You've been
this
hitting it a few
is,
times.
this is a Gibson.
Yes.
It's a jumbo Gibson.
It's beautiful.
I've got two of them. I bought them years ago when they were very expensive. Now they're very expensive. And but this one sounds. I think it's because of the action, the neck.
Yeah,
That's how we judge it, right? So this one fits me well.
It's beautiful sound. You look like you're in a flamingo band. 'Cause you've got those influences in your music as well, world music, almost like
Well,
African.
I love Deep Forest.
Yes, I love Deep Forest. Da, 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 da. No, that's the wrong. But you've got the kind of with Albert as well. There's a different.
Look, we do the
Yes.
South African Italian.
Yes, you do
come
that.
on, I see you only.
Yes, that is
You come
brilliant.
on, you see you only. You know, and then we go into that vibe. Then
The
Different
power,
vibes.
the power that comes on though when you guys sing that song together.
Yeah, it's
and the
fantastic.
presence that you've got, you're a rock star.
the thing is, it was a good thing me and Albert. It was a good thing me and Albert wrote. We split because what happened was Albert made a couple of albums, and on each album there's a couple of really good songs, beautiful songs, where his strong suit was always his guitaring kind of thing. He developed into a great songwriter over time. So for me, that is so cool to do these shows with him, because in the old days it was just my songs, but now I stand back and he does his beautiful songs, and I back him up on the choruses. And we're like a tag team.
You kung fu each other.
We tag team, you know what I mean? So
it's an amalgamation, which I really like. Your Afrikaans vibes.
okay,
so
I, and I've said it so many times.
Okay.
But it is what happened is I opened for Celine Dion, and she for 5 nights. And the thing is, she does this French Canadian thing and her English hits. And I just thought it was fantastic. And coming back, I thought, man, that it made Celine Dion really interesting.
It does.
And so I didn't flinch at the offer to do an Afrikaans album. And then I also remembered, look, man, I grew up with Johnny Clegg that embraces. And, for me, it is just that when the Springbok Nude Girls became, in the 90s, for the first time our music wasn't banned. So we wanted to make music in English to be part of the world.
Okay.
Die Voorvrouwbeweging did awesome, great music in Afrikaans. And it was very politically driven. But now we're the generation that was free, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So all our stuff all the bands were English, because we wanted to, we felt like we were part of the global world. But now time has moved on, and anyway, and I've done a solo world, and so by the time when I came back to South Africa, that feeling has dissipated. Other stuff is important and whatever, and then that's plus the experience of that Celine Dion thing that I thought would be impossible.
Yes,
but she was fantastic.
She's fantastic.
So I thought, and I think it's worked like a bomb. My first Afrikaans album, that I always believe people write their albums subconsciously, constantly. So your first 2 albums will be amazing. So my first Afrikaans album came after I've made almost 12 other albums. And therefore, for me, it's very special. And I think the songwriting, the lyrics on it is really, really good. Personally, I think it's really, really awesome and great production. And I'm going to struggle to do anything better than that, maybe, because I don't think I'm going to bring out loads of Afrikaans albums. I brought out an EP now, but I think. I don't want to start churning out mediocre Afrikaans songs. Interesting thing, you don't always need a record company. I'm just saying, because we're living in a world now that's moving toward decentralization.
Yeah.
We've given away our music for free, which is amazing for me as a music nerd, but it's not amazing for me as a way to make a living.
No.
So as I do paintings, and I've turned my paintings into digital art forms, and then they become NFTs or ordinals, and I sell that. So now I've turned out. So I recorded my album when I put out of the Light into the Night. We made a live recording on a green screen, and we worked out some stuff behind us. But anyway, besides that, we recorded the album live. And now I put out one song at a time, the video as an NFT,
cool,
and 100 NFTs I sell. Because it's live, it's not the same as it is on the streaming services.
Yes.
So, and then you make enough money from that to record another song. The whole thing about the world we're moving into is about doing it yourself. I've got a friend now who is looking for a job in the advertising world, right? He's been in high places in big companies. I said to him, dude, you can basically get the computer music you don't even need musicians anymore to make the music for your ads.
Yeah.
You can get the computer to get you to write your scripts for you.
It's like ta-da.
Ta-da!
And you say, write me a song
I am not going down alone. I tell the music industry will not go down alone.
if you dream. Okay.
I've got great dreams.
Yeah.
It's kind of blurrish, but it's quite futuristic.
I can imagine.
And a lot of hotels, swimming pools and rooms.
Swimming pools and rooms.
And parties that's happening.
Yeah,
you're busy moving.
Your music and your career has been like a swimming pool in a room of different rooms in a hotel. It's like a big Arno Carstens hotel, and you go there, and each room has a different element.
I am a visitor.
You are a visitor in your own hotel.
I found myself to be a fly on the wall in my own career.
It's interesting. Are you watching yourself?
No, I'm watching what's happening around me.
Yeah.
To the degree where I'm almost like a wallflower sometimes. You know?
It's completely the rooms of the Arno Carstens Hotel. We visit that a lot. We see the Springbok Nude Girls.
Yeah.
We see the albums. We see the art. We see where you're going, how you've worked with people. It's been an absolute honor to have you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And I look forward to chatting to you again, Arno.
See you soon.
Wonderful, Arno Carstens.